Hey guys, Lewis here from swaphelper.com, enjoying this beautiful Texas day. I've brought out our 2003 Ford F350 6.0 truck that we use for development here at swaphelper.com, and the reason I've got it out today is because we have the 02 to 07 cluster helper attached here to probably a 2014, I can't remember exactly what year, cluster, and we've got it up and running in the truck. So let's jump in the truck and I'll show you what it can do. Okay guys, now we're in the truck with the newer cluster. Again, these are unmodified. That's the whole magic of the cluster helper product. It will allow you to run a 2008 to 2016 cluster unmodified. You don't have to do anything to the cluster in a 1999 to 2007 Super Duty or Excursion. So today, obviously, we're showcasing the 2002 to 2007 variant of the cluster helper, which will cover the 02 to 05 Excursions and all the Super Duties. Now, I've taken it off the top because it won't fit and you won't be able to, it makes it lean forward, so it's back there. I've just stuck it behind it for now since we still have the original 03 dash in here. Now, a few things that are important about the 02 to 07. For whatever reason, Ford decided to put a whole bunch of relays and stuff in the cluster itself, and as you can see, like the dome lights on, and if we close the door, that's all controlled by the cluster, and we have all that functioning as it's supposed to. Also, like the accessory delay, so if we come over here, oh, and of course we got the key chime, which is really nice. So when you put the key in, it's going to light up the LEDs around the gauges, which is pretty slick, and then you open the door, you're going to get the key chime, which is cool. So if we have the door closed, turn the ignition on, obviously it's going to turn the accessories on, and then when we shut it off, the accessories are going to stay on for a predetermined amount of time or until you open the door. And then beyond that, then you also have the battery saver relay that if you leave everything on and you leave on, you know, for instance, these lights and stuff, they will automatically shut off after a certain period of time. So all that's handled inside the cluster helper. And we've moved to solid state technology. Obviously, we're able to utilize technologies available today that weren't available to the designers back in 2000, well, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s when they were laying this stuff out. So you'll see that's on, and then as soon as we open the door, obviously that is going to shut off. So let's go ahead and get it fired up. And when I take it for a spin and we drive around, I'm going to have to switch to my GoPro. This truck is a ZF6 swap. It no longer has a 5R110 in it. And it also has a compound turbo 12 valve instead of the 6.0. So all the same electronics are there. The original 6.0 PCM, everything, all the electronics are there. We just swapped the engine. This is the truck that we use to develop all our Cummins swap products. But the range sensor is going to be stuck on park because obviously we can't shift, you know, gears, but it will function if you have a 5R110. And then the transmission temperature gauge, we have gone ahead and put that at an arbitrary value. Otherwise it would be pegged, which is what happens with the original cluster. But just so we don't have annoying things on the screen about the temperature of the transmission, I've gone ahead and just put it near the center. So let's go ahead and get it fired up. So you'll see the boost gauge will start really going when we get moving. Now this truck, because it's got compound turbos, can make upwards of 70 psi, and it can peg this gauge no problem. So you'll see it. And on the 02 to 2004s, the maximum boost you're going to see, I mean, it depends on the outside barometric pressure, but is going to be about 29 psi. So this gauge will peg. You'll see it'll go to about 3/4 of this gauge, 0 to 40 psi, and it won't go any further. And that's just a limitation of the older trucks. But so let me switch over to my GoPro, and we'll take it for a spin, and I'll show you what it can do. Okay, take off the parking brake. Get into first gear. you guys noticed all the gauges work. The warning lights, the wait to start light, I'm sure you noticed when I turned on the ignition earlier. Obviously mile an hour, the odometer. You know, it's just like our 99-01 cluster helper. You know, that's how we do our products. We make sure everything functions and everything works. Now, regarding opening pre-ordering and things like that, we may do it here in the next couple of weeks, next few weeks. And honestly, most of this is done. There's not a whole lot more to do because there's overlap with the 99-01 as far as obviously it's the same clusters that we're trying to interact with. You know, we're writing the same Windows application to interface with it and all that. We can get it done pretty quickly, but we're also simultaneously developing other products. As you guys know, we've got the column helper, the headlight helper, and we've got some other things in the works, and we have our regular customers that we deal with every day. So, you know, we just want to make sure when we say we're going to get something delivered by a certain date that we're able to do that. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the mailing list, and we'll be providing updates regarding ordering the cluster helper for the 02 to 07. And obviously we'd like to be able to pair that with all our other products simultaneously. So just stay subscribed, more information to come soon. And thanks for watching.